Make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now back to the video. What's up guys, welcome back to a new Jujutsu Kaisen chapter video. Today I have chapter 161, the official start of the Culling games I believe, with Yuji and Megumi entering a colony and some new characters getting introduced, some fights beginning, and some cool stuff to talk about. It also got confirmed that Jujutsu Kaisen will be on break next week, so no new chapter, big rips to that. But we begin by seeing one of the new characters who seems to have a curse ability that transforms her hair into like this mini rocket, which I guess is pretty cool, allowing her to fly around and all that. We see Megumi and Yuji talking about how people from far back as 1000 years ago have been summoned to participate in these Culling games, with the various periods these sorcerers came from having different views, and for many of them fighting and dying is part of their everyday life. So this is personally one of my favourite parts about this arc, seeing a large variety of sorcerers and how much other beastly sorcerers there were in the past. So yeah, very cool that they kind of talked more about that, as we've been learning about characters coming back from the past, but it hasn't been directly talked about until here. We then see them entering the barrier to learn there are hidden rules that aren't explicitly stated, and that players who have passed through the Culling game barrier are randomly transported to one of 9 predetermined locations. So yeah, now it's kind of hard to make the teaming up thing work properly because they will be split up the second they enter. I'm guessing they'll know this for later, like barrows and all that, if they do change what, colony they're in. But yeah, and as expected with the mention of predetermined, you're going to have people pretty much camping the spawns, and we see some sorcerers camping the spawns, getting ready to pretty much spawn kill a new player with this very cool looking panel. One of the best pages art-wise we've had in a while for Jujutsu Kaisen, with Yuji falling down and the person we saw at the start of the chapter with that rocket hair type thing charging at him. But regardless, they're much weaker than the likes of Yuji. Yuji just throws a rocket at her and takes her out, which is quite funny. So yeah, Yuji isn't messing around. We see some other dudes surrounding Yuji, but most likely all these dudes are jobbers. We then cut to Megumi, who's beating on this other lady that probably tried to jump him as well. So again, another jobber that most likely will semi-team up with Megumi and Yuji as well next chapter to search for the judge slash loyal dude that we talked about. And then we get a pretty badass statement or scene from Megumi. So talking to this new character, I don't believe we get their names, but she questions whether he can be his knight and all that, and they'll make a deal to tell him where they are. Then Megumi says this: "If you're lying, you know what will happen." Then in a monologue, "I'm different from Yuji. I don't mind earning 100 points myself." And yep, that is why I enjoy Megumi as a character so much. And speaking of people getting points, when Maki actually enters a, colony, points are going to be racking up real quick, that's for sure. She probably recovered a little bit after taking on the Zenin clan, but as soon as she enters, she is going to go down for the people in their colony. And the girl's name with Megumi was revealed in the last panel of Remy. So yeah, nothing crazy this chapter, interesting new characters. I don't think they're going to play too much of an important role. They could be working with another powerful sorcerer and kind of baiting them into a trap potentially, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm still waiting to see what our boy Yuta is up to. It's been a while since we've seen him. Hopefully he's going ham in a colony of his own. Hopefully we get to see him sooner rather than later. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to mention for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, subscribe, leave a like, follow the Twitter, and as always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon. Absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys, peace.